Alright guys, I haven't done a video in a little bit. It's been a rough ass week. Last 3 weeks were pretty bad, but this last week alone, pretty bad on the reef tank. It's like one of the moments where you just want to cry because everything in my last video was beautiful, thriving, growing, looking great. And now, yeah, just, no. Let me show you guys the tank. So as you guys can see, I've lost a lot of coral. This whole thing was loaded with torches and hammers. Yeah, it's been pretty bad. So it all started, I got this torch colony right here and this hammer colony. As you can see, they're already rotting. I dipped it trying to help it, but I don't think it's gonna make it. In my last video, and tank was looking great. Everything was thriving for about a week. Everything was going fine. I noticed a little bit of not as much polyp extension on some of the hammers. Like this one, you can still see it. It's kind of tightened up, closed up. Kept doing my water changes, doing bigger water changes, reduced the lighting, didn't know if the lights were stressing it out. And yeah, it turns out I had an alkalinity drop. I have the cheapo kit, sorry for the mess guys, from API. And yeah, that just wasn't reading properly with the tank. I ended up picking up this kit right here, the KH by Tropic Marin. I ordered a bunch through my buddy at the local fish store. Got a bunch of new kits coming in, just waiting for them. Essentially, I went down to him. I'm like, dude, what's wrong with my water? I'm like, the test kit's saying nothing's wrong. I'm like, the fish are doing great. All my soft corals are growing. You can see Sogani pores growing. That one's growing. Polyps are all popping up. You know, tons of new polyps popping up on the zoas. But yeah. Checked my water level, turned out my alkalinity had dropped, my phosphates have increased. So we figured, because I've always had phosphate issue, but never too bad where it affected the corals at the rate it did lately. But with the alkalinity drop and the high phosphates, it just wiped stuff out left and right. So the beautiful purple torch with a green base, wall torch. Lost all my hammers except for that one. This one is doing all right, but I don't think he's gonna make it. Yeah, a lot of my LPS. My Agonia pores are starting to open up again. This one I don't think is gonna make it. But yeah, it's been a real rough week with the tank. But things are starting to bounce back. Finally, it looks like. You can see this alvea pores opening up a lot better again. It wasn't open up at all. Even the bleached torch over here starting to pop up. A little bit more tentacle growth are showing, because that was pretty closed up and puckered in. This is one of my favorite torches. It was a two-header. One head died off, so the other head kicking. Seems to be doing good so far. That was one of those really depressed about in this one. Like, those were my two favorite pieces. But what I've been doing is adding Tropic Mariner liquid buffer to increase my alkalinity. I probably used you can see almost a third of the bottle, trying to get my alkalinity back up because it dropped so bad. And seems to be working, luckily. But yeah, it's just been a rough week. Mini crash essentially. Some of these stuff ain't even opened up like they used to. Luckily the soft coral ain't as bothered. But the LPSs took a major hit. I had another coral over here, the SPS freeze. It wasn't a chalice, I forget what they're called, but that completely bleached up. But I do have another chalice over here, which is actually bouncing back. So I'm guessing alkalinity's getting back in swing, which is great because it's been pretty depressing. I had a copper band in here. This morning I found him dead. Had him for about a month. He was thriving. Wasn't skinny at all. Last night I came by, I saw him just swimming up in circles. And I thought he was just chasing around some copepods, and this morning I just found him dead, which was pretty depressing. But yeah, so it's been a real rough couple weeks, but this last week alone has been really rough. What else I've been using is this stuff right here, Tropic Marin. It's got calcium and KH. Been using that too in my tank. Calcium was around 380, 390, so it wasn't too bad, but the alkalinity really dropped. It was at 6.5, we figured before it was around 8. But yeah, those two huge colonies really depleted it. Yeah, just a learning lesson. It's probably like $600-700 worth of coral that I've had now for like 6-7 months that we're thriving, doing great. So it's been a bummer, but it's all part of the hobby, I guess. So anyways, I also picked up one of these breeder boxes that hangs on the back. And I put Chaeto in it. I actually bought another one I'm going to put on this side too. So there's two of them to have two of these boxes filtering out phosphates. I also have phosphate media in here, two of the Purigens and one of the, ChemiPure, to help also get rid of these phosphates. And I also did a huge water change to cut it in half. And yeah. The reason tank's not topped off right now is because I ran out of salt. I made the salt water with what I had left, and my salt's around 1.20 with a bucket of water. So I kind of got to get more salt to bounce it back up. Once I do, I'll finish topping it off. Probably do another water change, but yeah, guys. I have a powder brown tang in here for now about 6 months. He was doing great. It kept getting ick like 1 or 2 spots and it'd disappear. And then it'd come back a little bit worse, but not as bad, and it'd disappear and go away. But the other day he really broke out and ick. I don't even see him today. I hope he didn't die on me. It's one of my favorite little fish I have in the tank. Yeah, so it's been a rough week. Definitely need to get a bigger tank down the road. Probably looking at some dosing equipment to regularly maintain it. But yeah, guys. Yep. If you guys have any questions or opinions or like preferences of what do you guys do in your tanks, dude, I'd love to hear them. If you have any ideas how I can kind of make these hammers bounce back and stay alive, because I really don't want to lose any more coral. But luckily this guy, knock on wood, has been doing great, but this one not so well. Oh, and I got 2 more beautiful Lubbock's wrasse. Multicolors. One's in this tank, one's in the crab tank. And got them from Petco. They were 20 bucks. Got a bunch of them in. So if you guys ever want to get Lubbock's wrasse, it's 20 bucks for Petco to get them in and order them. And they come in absolutely beautiful from A&M Aquatics. So I definitely recommend getting them. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll try to keep you guys updated in a week or 2. Thank you.